is said that you can live 40 days without food, 3 days without water, 8 minutes without air, but only a few minutes without hope. So today, we want to ask ourselves the question, where does our hope come from? Where do we place our hope? My hope is built on nothing less than Jesus' blood and righteousness. I dare not trust the sweetest frame, but wholly trust in Jesus' name. On Christ the solid rock I stand, all other ground is sinking sand. All other ground is sinking sand. This well-known hymn was written by Edward Mote in 1854. Edward was born on January 21st of 1797. His parents were innkeepers, and ironically, they would not allow any Bible within their facilities. I say this is ironic because one of the places we think of having Bibles is our hotel rooms. Whenever you go into a hotel room, open up the bedside nightstand drawer, and you will find most likely a Bible that was placed there by the Gideon Society, a group of men who are committed to getting the Bible in the hands of people in order to help them to hear, understand, and also apply the gospel to their life. There have been many remarkable stories of people who have found these Bibles in bedside tables, finding God in the most inopportune and difficult times in their life. When they were needing hope, they found hope in the most unlikely of places. And oftentimes, that's where hope comes, in the most uncertain and unlikely of places. One of my favorite movies in the Star Wars series is one of the Star Wars stories that is known as Rogue One. Rogue One tells the story of how the rebels received the plans for the Death Star that would ultimately be destroyed in one of the first 3 movies that was made in the Star Wars series. Rogue One is a prequel to things that were happening. But inside that movie, they repeat the line that rebellions are built on hope. I love that idea, that oftentimes we live our life surrounded by fear and uncertainty, misunderstanding and misguided direction. But our rebellion is built on hope. Our life is built on the hope of Christ. Edward Mote mentioned in his hymn that all other ground is sinking sand. All other ground disappoints and hurts us. But when we have the hope of Christ, when our hope is built on nothing less than Jesus' blood and his righteousness, we see a bright future and a good day. But sometimes we don't see that bright future. But one great quote I read this week said, "Only when it is dark enough can you see the stars." I found that pretty insightful. That only when it's dark enough, only when we least expect it, a little glimmer of light comes through the sprinkling of stars in a night sky, or ultimately in the hope that shines through because of the power of God. I had a friend a number of years ago who said something really profound about hope that I have always taken with me. He was telling a group of pastors that as he was a pastor and working with folks, and particularly those who were in quite a bit of distress and difficulty, that he would go into their hospital rooms or at their bedside of their home when they were dying or hurtful. And he said that he got the chance to bring hope to the room. That because of his representation of God and his gift of grace that he brought with him, he also brought hope. But the thing he said that really stuck with me is he said that once he left, hope got to stay. My friends, it is my prayer today that you listen to these words written in a fabulous and wonderful hymn that's found on number 368 in our hymnal. My hope is built on nothing less than Jesus' blood and righteousness. When he shall come with trumpet sound, oh, may I then in him be found, dressed in his righteousness alone, faultless to stand before the throne. On Christ the solid rock I stand. All other ground is sinking sand. All other ground is sinking sand.